Suspended Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane said she was looking forward to stating her case in Parliament's impeachment hearing, which kicked off on July 11th. However, when she had the opportunity to answer questions put to her by members of Parliament, Mkhwebane refused to answer.
There appears to be an omission that this report was actually in your possession. Why is that not in the report? Thank you, Chair.
With the advice of my legal counsel, we request that we respond in writing. Thank you.
Did you at any time give thought to the fact that indeed there must be something wrong in the country, particularly on the issue of state capture, that you need to thoroughly investigate this and ensure that you do justice to your office by protecting the country and its people? I'll stop there, Chairperson. Thank you.
Yes, I will also still on this one with the advice of my legal team, prefer to respond in writing.
This came after the first witness, a former executive at SARS, Mr. Johann van Loggenberg, testified that Mkhwebane was ill-suited to her job as the public protector.
Ms. Mkhwebane, as the incumbent of the office of the public protector, as the public protector herself, people are required to be fit and proper. I believe that the facts that are put before this committee suggest that Ms. Mkhwebane was not honest and factual. And in fact, I don't believe she conducted a proper investigation and that she was biased. I think she had already made up her mind that the unit was rogue because she referred to the unit like that. And I make the point, which I also made to the court, that had Ms. Mkhwebane afforded me a hearing, then a lot of time and effort and money and heartache and trauma on many, many people would well have been curtailed. Justice would have triumphed. It did not triumph in this instance.
During van Loggenberg's testimony, EFF MP Mfile Matwe accused the former SARS executive of drinking whiskey during proceedings.
But Chair, I was disturbed by a video yesterday of Mr. Loggenberg holding a glass of whiskey in his hand. And perhaps he can clarify whether he was drinking during the session of Parliament or not, because if that is the case, Chair, then it poses his whole testimony of yesterday null and void.
I quickly, and it's going to be a quick thing, Mr. Johann van Loggenberg, were you drinking whiskey?
I think I'm aware of the video clip that the Honourable Member is referring to. It's me standing up at the end of, I think, or just before you break for lunch, and the camera is still on, and I have a glass in my hand, like this. If I can pick it up for you now, you can see it.
Thank you.
This glass contains medicine. I'm undergoing reconstructive.
Thank you, Father. I am very satisfied with that.
Later, Matawe went further when questions were being put to Mkhwebane by a DA MP about her refusal to answer questions, leading to her removal from the Zoom meeting.
If a person is implicated, are they not entitled to have their side of the story heard? And again, going back to my previous question, why did you not then do so?
Thank you, Honourable Chairperson. I would also request that we respond in writing at after the advice of my attorney, my legal team.
Thank you.
As I was saying, I'm not clear as to why she is not answering the simple questions of fact that are in her knowledge. If she needs to go and research something, that's a different story.
Honourable Mayhem is actually the husband of Mrs. Mazoni, who is the complainant. And we've been seeing throughout the day how he has been harassing Advocate Dalimpof. And so it on the biasness.
Honourable Maute. Honourable
Maute. My appeal is perhaps he should be.
Honourable Maute, I want you to stop. You're out of order. I want you to refrain from that.
But you have not heard my question, Chair. I was just giving the background.
I actually want you to withdraw what you've just said.
No, I won't withdraw anything. What am I withdrawing?
I'm going to repeat. Honourable Maute, I want you to withdraw what you've just said.
Withdraw what?
Honorable Maute, the third time. I want you to
What
withdraw.
am I withdrawing, Chairperson? I'm asking you a question. What must I withdraw?
IT, please remove Honorable Maute from
What
the
must I withdraw, Janji? What is it that I must
IT,
withdraw?
please
It's
remove
a fact that
Honorable
Mayhem is the
Maute
husband of
from
Mazoni.
the platform.
Mazoni is a complainant. That's why we're sitting here. And he has been harassing
Also, that Arms and IT, please remove
It's a fact.
Honorable Maute from the platform.
Van Loggenberg was cross-examined by Mkhwebane's lawyer, Dali Mpofu.
I'm saying, Mr. Van Loggenberg, just so that you can have a peaceful weekend. Well, the statement that you make, let's say in the ideal world, she could have spoken to, what did you say, 33 people or whatever? Let's say she could,
anyone in the unit, Chair. Anyone in the unit at the time.
yes. Your point is that if she was able to speak to all those people and was able to reach them,
Not all, some, those in the know.
no, let's say all of them. Let's make it even worse. Yeah. If she could speak to all of them, then the report would have been qualitatively better. That's what you are saying.
She would not have made the errors that the court found to have been made. A simple thing, Chair, like calling Mr. Manike an employee of the unit and then accepting everything he says of the unit as if he was a member of the unit.
Thank you, Advocate Mpofu. I think that's where we stop it.
Chair, I reserve my right then, Chair, to recall the witness if we have to come to that.
Thank
Again,
you.
as I say, just for your comfort, Chair, I will do my best if there are topics that I haven't covered to cover them with Mr. Pillay, because they basically deal with the same thing, so that we avoid having to call Mr. Van Loggenberg. But I'm reserving my right.
Next to testify was a former investigator in the Public Protector's Office, Tebogo Kekana, who made allegations that he was requested to remove certain political names from reports, as well as being told not to take notes during meetings with the State Security Agency.
Normally, I took out all my notepads and the recorder so that I could record the proceedings. But I was instructed by the public protector not to record the meeting. So I took notes. Not so long before I was taking those notes, I was told that I should not take notes.
You indicate to you that Mr. Ndau had said to you that Advocate Mkhwebane had instructed him not to make any findings in the report against any politician. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you then say we were forced to remove adverse findings contained in the report against politicians, including the then Premier and the then MEC for Agriculture.
That's correct.
And who removed it?
I think it was a collective effort between I and Mr. Raidani.
Mpofu attempted to show that Kekana was an unreliable witness due to a finding by a judge during Kekana's dismissal that he was allegedly dishonest.
Were the person who compiled the record. So if anything was inexplicably omitted, then it was omitted by you, correct?
That's not correct.
Then who omitted it?
I wouldn't know who omitted it.
Mr. Kekan, I don't think you're assisting this process. But that's just what I'll argue at the end. But you accept that the responsibility for the compilation of this document lies on your door, correct?
Chair, as I indicated, I was instructed to make a copy of the file, and I made a copy of all that I had and provided it to the senior manager.
Yes, I accept that. I'm not saying you did it deliberately. I'm saying in doing so, you might have added things that maybe did not belong to this file by mistake. Or I'm granting you that, or omitted something. But that's not the point. The point is that the responsibility lies at your door, because you are the person who with a free hand compiled this Rule 53 record, correct?
As I indicated, I gave a copy of everything that I had.
I'm going to argue at the end that literally anything that you have said should be taken with a pinch of salt, if it should be taken at all. Actually, it should not be accepted at all because you are an unreliable and dishonest witness. What would you say to that?
Chair, I've given evidence to this committee, and it's up to the committee to use that evidence any way fit.
Yes. And that the only true thing that you have said in this commission, in this committee, is the fact that you did all this and entered into all these affidavits in order to avoid charges being leveled against you, further charges, sorry, being leveled against you. I think there you were telling the truth. That's the only motivation you have in life. Any comment?
Chair, that was not the only truth. I provided all the information to the committee to the best of my knowledge.
Mr. Kakana, unfortunately, we can't go through all your inconsistencies. I look forward to seeing you when you come to testify in the criminal proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Advocate Mpofu. Thank you.
The matter continues on Wednesday, July 27th.